Hey everybody, my name is April Pointer and I want to share a few business tips with you guys today. A little bit about me before we get started. In 2009 is when I first enrolled in Young Living in February, so I'm coming up on my oil anniversary here for 7 years, I suppose. And my husband was needing some thieves at the time, and we didn't really know he needed thieves, but he was having some health challenges and needed some immune help, some immune boosting support. And a friend of mine sold me a bottle of thieves and she loaned me her diffuser. So it made a world of difference in our family at that time. And we signed up for Young Living. We became members and we used the product, for about 2 years. And then a friend of mine, Michelle Skochak, wanted to build a business with it. She saw the success we were having in our family with it and wanted to build a business with it. I will say something I left out is we were very holistic at the time when we enrolled with Young Living. We were very much into organic foods, real foods, herbs, homeopathy, tinctures. I actually used essential oils from the grocery store, like in my vinegar to help me clean and whatnot. I really didn't know about the therapeutic benefits until I came to Young Living. So I'm really grateful for my friend Mary Moore who introduced me. And the rest is history. I guess Michelle and I started building together. We teamed up. Something I always advise people is to team up with somebody in your organization and just go after it together, because that's what we did. It was very successful. She is on my front line. She's my level 1. So as soon as she really got going, then I started focusing on my other legs, the other leaders in those legs. And it was just amazing. It was wonderful. It took about, 4 years later, hit Royal Crown Diamond, and I just give God the glory. There's just no other, it wasn't me. It just wasn't me. So that's my story. I do want to share a few duplication tips with you guys. Number 1 would be a product of the product. When you get out and about in the world, in your daily life, use your oils, use your thieves spray, use your hand sanitizer, your thieves gel, and let people see you using them. When you're in a restaurant, maybe spray down your little your table with thieves spray, and then spray a little bit in your mouth. And people usually ask questions about that. Or you spray it on your kids' hands before they eat. Or maybe you left stress away in your water and rub some on your wrist at the same time as you're putting a little bit in your water. People are going to ask questions. Or if you get your roll-ons out, it's important that people see you using the product. Or if you're using your lavender lotion, it smells amazing. So being a product of the product, especially in public, is a big tip for me. The next one would be to tap into your closest friends and family. Ask them just to support your business. Maybe they'll do it as a favor. Ask to do it as a favor. Hey, can you just do me a favor and support my business? You're my aunt, my cousin, my sister, whatever you are. Go tap into those people. They don't really know it, but it's probably going to end up solving a need in their home, and they're probably going to stick around. So just ask them to give it a try. Give it 30 days. If they're willing to try it to support you, maybe they'll get some value from it. And you can word it like that. It's great. You're just asking them to try it. So I actually asked my sister, Jen Jordan, for years, and she told me no. She told me no for a long time. And I never gave up. Whenever they had a body system that needed some support, I would send them something. And one day she realized, hey, this really does solve a need in our home. So she enrolled. She got going. And now she's a diamond. So it's a really cool story. But if everyone on your team did this with just, 10 or 20 family members and friends, it would explode if everyone just committed to asking their family to support them for 30 days. Next, I want to share with you guys a couple time management tips. There's definitely a difference between busy work and income-producing activities. The more organized and focused you become on your income-producing activities, the more effective you're going to be and the more room there's actually going to be to grow. I have found personally that lack of organization and focus is like the number 1 enemy of my success. I am very, very yellow. If you've done the color personalities, yellow is my number 1, but green is my number 2. So organization doesn't come hard for me, but I know that it does for some people. But let me tell you, let's talk about getting more efficient with your time. Back to that. With just attacking some income producing activities first and efficiently. So time is something we don't ever get back. So if we can spend our time appropriately in our businesses, then there should be more than enough time left to spend with our families, our hobbies, our other responsibilities in life. So I personally like to start days with a few 2 to 3 tasks to accomplish that are income producing. I also like to start my days with things that I don't enjoy doing, like some things that I dread, like laundry. I really dread laundry. I'll never get over that. So if I don't actually do those things first, they'll never get done. Because my passion as the day goes on, whatever day it is, my passion will always take over my time. So if I can get things I don't enjoy out of the way, then the rest of the day can be spent with things that I love doing. So I know how much time things take at this point in the game, so I tend to protect that time so that my tasks don't get pushed to the next day. So my suggestion is make a list of a few things to do the next day and then tackle those things first. Now, if you're currently a star rank with Young Living and your goal is to become a silver, when you're doing your tasks, ask yourself, am I doing this with as much determination and professionalism as I would if I were a silver? That's a great thing to ask yourself, and then follow up with the appropriate action needed. Every minute of distraction, you guys, Facebook newsfeed, texts, unexpected calls, television, those are minutes. That's a minute less spent on your important tasks that you have set in front of you at the start of your day. So your results are going to be the product of either personal focus or personal distractions, and you get to choose which. So choose appropriately. One thing that helps me is that I place my phone on mute or do not disturb, and that helps me stay focused. Or if you can't do that, maybe you can just commit to not answer when it rings unless you think it could be urgent. Something else that I've done is I've used little timers for little short bursts of focus time for each of my activities. So if I know something's going to take 20 minutes, I'll set a timer. So what determines an income producing activity? Well, these are going to be the things that are going to produce income for you. So introducing new people to the product or business side of Young Living, following up with them, supporting your members already within your organization, your events, your classes, prepping for them. Things that are not income producing are scrolling through your news feed, answering questions in your Facebook group, checking your virtual office, your downline. Those are important parts of running your business, but they are secondary to produce income producing things. Now, before I go, I want to leave you guys with 3 steps or 3 keys to success that I've learned along the way. And the first one would be to dream. And I think one of the greatest travesties in America today is that people give up on their dreams. And I really want to challenge you guys to write down your dreams. And just write down what you want your life to look like. You don't get in a car and go on a trip somewhere without a roadmap or a plan for your destination. We don't cook a dish and just throw stuff in a bowl and hope that we end up with something tasty. We get a plan out. We write it down. So write those things down that you want to accomplish in life. And your brain is actually going to just, even if you don't really know what they are, just start writing. Just start writing. Your brain is a very powerful tool, and it will start to help you figure out the ways to accomplish these dreams. So you could start with a vision board for yourself, or get your family together and make a family vision board. Or you could do a bucket list together and read them together every day and night. Pray over them together as a family. Read them when you're having a bad day. I think they say only about 5% of Americans write down their dreams. So go get in that top 5%. Go do that. And chase your dreams. Encourage your kids to chase their dreams. They're going to be watching every move that you make, every step you take. So if you chase your dreams, that's going to teach them to chase their dreams, because I promise you, your kids, your grandkids, they are watching you. Second would be to grow. If you want more out of life, we have to become more, right? And I think a big way for that is just to read. Reading is so important. If we can set time aside to read a minimum of even just 10 pages per day, that would be huge. If we read 10 pages per day out of a really good book, it'd make a pretty big difference. Would you agree with that? That would actually be the equivalent of probably 15 to 20 really good books in the next calendar year. And you would not be the same person a year from now if you read 15 to 20 really good books per year. You'd be totally different. I think they say the average American reads about 30 minutes per day. Or drives, not reads, sorry. They drive about 30 minutes per day. So what if you listened to audiobooks during that time? You could probably have the equivalent of like a college career just by reading or listening to audiobooks in the car or even at home when you're doing laundry or cooking. So instead of wasting time in front of the TV or scrolling through Facebook or playing games or whatever, take time to read and fill your mind with important, good, positive things before you go to bed. Because there's some really crazy stuff on TV. There's a lot of negativity, pointless stuff, time wasters. Just quit watching all the millionaires on TV and go become one. Maybe read before bed or get on YouTube and watch people like Zig Ziglar or Joyce Meyer or Eric Worre or Jim Rohn and Joel Osteen. I mean, the list could go on, but fill your mind with really positive things before you go to bed and let your mind chew on that. Next would be your circle, who you run with. It's very important. I mean, you show me who you run with and I'll show you who you are or who you're going to be. So run with winners. You know who the winners are. You know who the losers are. Everybody will rub off on you. They will pull you up or they will drag you down, but every relationship will have an effect on you. So run with the winners. And lastly, work. If you aren't doing what it takes, you will not go anywhere. So I'm going to step on some toes right now and I'm going to ask you, how much would you pay someone to do what you have done in your business for the last 30 days? Yeah, how much would you pay someone to do what you have done in your business for the last 30 days? That might be tough to answer. But I do want to move on and just say, if you really want to change your life, get out of your comfort zone to do that. It's such an amazing thing to do. It means we have to do things we don't want to do. We all have to get out of our comfort zones because great things never come from comfort zones. So when you step out of that, I call it your courage zone. Step into your courage zone because everything you've ever wanted is probably just a few steps out of your comfort zone and in that courage zone. And I think that's where the magic happens. That's where life begins. And I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. Oh my gosh, I'm not telling you that. I am telling you it is going to be worth it though. It will absolutely be worth it. You will become the person you never dreamed you would. If you're afraid to stand up in front of a group of people or make care calls, just step into that courage zone for a few minutes or a few hours. And just that little amount of time is going to help you. The more you do it, the easier it'll get. I promise you. It can be tough at first when making care calls. I will admit that. I am such an introvert. It can be tough, but just make those first few tough ones. You're not bothering them. You have something really amazing to share that's going to change their life. So please don't apologize for having something amazing. People want to be around excited people. So take that excitement to them when you call or talk to them because every decision we make has a ripple effect. So look at my sister. No was her answer forever. And then all of a sudden she said yes. And now she's a diamond. It blows my mind every time I think about it. So there you have it. Bottom line, you guys, is know your why. Because when you know that, when that's ingrained in your heart and in you, you can literally endure any how to get to it. So y'all go do something special. Thanks for having me. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye-bye.